Hi, welcome back. So if you have the book, I'm on page 12. The next class was science, but wasn't there for very long. In a way, he was really never there. He was off in a daydream land from the first minute, wondering what would happen on Friday. Would they simply be handed a bunch of puzzles to solve? Would they have to run around looking for things? He envisioned 100 kids set loose in Simon's Snack Foods factory, dashing between giant popcorn poppers and potato chip fryers, dodging splashes of hot oil in the search of a clue. How many other schools had received the code? How many others cracked it? Would some of the teams have bigger kids from the high schools? Winston thought he could stand his ground in a puzzle competition against kids his own age, but he wasn't sure if it would be true against high schoolers. He was brought back to reality by a knock on the classroom door. Mr. Garvey, a math teacher who taught advanced kids, peeked in. "I wonder if I might speak to Mr. Breen for a moment," he asked. The class turned, and everyone gave Winston a look that was half curiosity and half pity. The science teacher nodded, and Winston followed Mr. Garvey out into the cool, empty hallway. Mr. Garvey was a tall man with salt and pepper hair, had thick matching eyebrows. He had a series of wavy, crinkly lines in his forehead, as if he had gone into a deep thought one day and had never come back out. Mr. Garvey smiled down at him, adding a few more wrinkles to that very wide forehead. "Well, Winston Breen, I don't think we've officially met." "In the cafeteria a couple of times," Winston said, "when it was your turn to watch everyone." "Ah, yes. Well, you'll excuse me if I don't recall. That must mean you're one of the good kids. I spend those shifts in the cafeteria making sure the troublemakers don't start using the chicken fingers and fish sticks as deadly weapons. I'm sure eating them is deadly enough." He laughed at his own joke. Winston smiled, but with effort. Mr. Garvey's laugh didn't sound altogether real. It was the laugh of a dentist looking to lighten the mood before he stuck something sharp into your mouth. Winston thought he knew why Mr. Garvey was here. And sure enough, Mr. Garvey said next, "So, our principal has shared a fascinating story with me." "Huh?" "He's asked me to accompany you on this puzzle expedition on Friday, and of course I agreed." Winston nodded, not daring to let his smile falter. This was exactly what Winston was afraid of. Mr. Garvey was nobody's favorite teacher. The students in his advanced math class dreaded being called upon. If they got the answer wrong, Mr. Garvey was more than happy to make fun of them in front of the whole class. It was even rumored that Mr. Garvey once made his entire mathletes team cry after they lost a crucial match. Winston was on track to be in Mr. Garvey's the following year and was not looking forward to it. Now it looked like he was going to get the full Garvey experience a few months earlier than expected. Mr. Garvey said, "Now I'm looking forward to working with you on this, Winston, and of course I'm aware of your reputation as a puzzle lover. Now quick, why did the chicken cross the road?" Mr. Garvey said. Winston looked startled. "Huh? That was a riddle from first grade. Was Mr. Garvey serious?" Mr. Garvey smiled even more broadly and smacked Winston lightly on the shoulder. "Just kidding. I'm sure you're light years beyond those silly little riddles. Indeed, I'll think you'll prove to be the cornerstone of the team. I applaud Mr. Unger for bringing you on board." Mr. Garvey beamed down at him. "Now, say, I've got a little puzzle for you, if you want to hear it. A real puzzle. Nothing to do with those chickens." "Sure?" "A math puzzle, of course, since that's my field. Ready?" Mr. Garvey cleared his throat a little and said, "I went to a horse race, and I counted all the horse's legs plus all the jockey's legs. The total came to 108. How many horses were in this race? Now, when I look at my booklet, there's not a page for this. So can do any work that you want right here. Okay, I'll read it again. Listen carefully. I went to a horse race and I counted all of the horse's legs plus all of the jockey's legs. The jockey is the person that rides the horse in a race. The total came to 108. How many horses were in the race? Good luck.